Book name Daily Dollar Discipline, written and published by Dr. Prashant. Overview of Daily Dollar Discipline. Money is more than just numbers. It's a reflection of habits, discipline, and the mindset we carry. Daily Dollar Discipline is a practical guide to building lasting financial freedom, $1 at a time. Unlike traditional financial advice that feels overwhelming, this book simplifies strategies into bite-sized actions anyone can implement, regardless of their starting point. Whether you're a beginner struggling to save or someone seeking smarter ways to invest, this book will show you how small, consistent efforts can create big results over time. With actionable steps, relatable examples, and real-life strategies, Daily Dollar Discipline is your roadmap to financial success through consistency and smart decision-making. Chapter 1. The Power of Small Wins. Big financial success often feels out of reach for many people. It's easy to think you need a huge paycheck or an inheritance to build wealth. But the truth is, wealth starts with small, consistent actions. This chapter is all about understanding the power of small wins and how they create momentum for long-term financial growth. A small win is any positive step that brings you closer to your financial goals. It could be as simple as saving a single dollar a day, packing lunch instead of eating out, or setting aside a few minutes to track your spending. While these actions might seem trivial, they can create a significant impact over time. Small wins matter because they shift your mindset and build confidence. They make you realize that progress is possible, even if the journey feels overwhelming at first. Let's start with an example. Imagine you decide to save just $1 every day. At the end of the first month, you'll have $30. By the end of a year, you'll have $365 without even thinking much about it. Now, take that $365 and put it in a basic savings account or invest it. Over time, thanks to compound interest, that small start grows into something much bigger. The point here is that the habit matters more than the amount. Once you build the discipline, scaling up becomes easier. Another key benefit of small wins is how they change your habits. Let's say you decide to stop buying coffee from a cafe every morning and make it at home instead. That small decision could save you $4 or $5 a day, which adds up to $1,200 a year. More importantly, it gets you into the mindset of questioning unnecessary spending. You start noticing other areas where you can make small changes, like canceling a subscription you don't use or switching to a cheaper phone plan. Small wins also give you a sense of control. Many people feel stuck with their finances because they focus too much on what they can't do. Maybe paying off $20,000 of debt feels impossible right now, but paying an extra $10 toward it this month, that's doable. Every small step you take proves to yourself that progress is possible, and that's incredibly empowering. Consistency is the secret sauce behind small wins. Doing something once doesn't change much, but doing it every day creates a habit. Think of it like exercising. If you do a 10-minute workout every day, you'll be in much better shape after a year than if you only worked out for an hour once a month. The same applies to your finances. Small, consistent efforts beat sporadic big efforts every time. In this chapter, you'll learn to identify small wins in your own life and turn them into habits. Whether it's rounding up your purchases and saving the change, cutting back on dining out, or setting a goal to save $5 extra a week, every step counts. The power of small wins lies in their simplicity and the way they add up over time. The key is to start now, no matter how small, and trust the process. Each small win builds a foundation for your financial freedom. Chapter 2. Budgeting without the overwhelm. Budgeting doesn't have to be a stressful or complicated task. In fact, it can be a powerful tool to help you take control of your finances and reach your goals. The key is to simplify the process and make it fit into your lifestyle. This chapter will show you how to budget without feeling overwhelmed or restricted, focusing on practical steps anyone can follow. The first thing to understand is that budgeting is not about cutting out every little expense or making drastic sacrifices. It's about understanding where your money is going and then making conscious decisions about how you want to spend, save, and invest it. A good budget gives you a clear picture of your financial situation so you can make smarter choices rather than letting your money control you. One of the easiest ways to start budgeting is by using the 50/30/20 rule. This simple framework breaks your income down into three main categories: needs, wants, and savings. 50% of your income should go toward your needs. These are the essential expenses like rent, utilities, groceries, and transportation. The remaining 30% is for your wants, such as dining out, entertainment, or shopping for non-essential items. The final 20% should be allocated towards savings and debt repayment. This balanced approach helps ensure that you're meeting your basic needs, enjoying life, and still building a secure financial future. It's important to track your expenses regularly to see if you're sticking to the 50/30/20 rule. This doesn't mean you need to track every penny you spend, but being mindful of your major expenses can help you stay on track. You might use a simple spreadsheet, a budgeting app, or even a pen and paper to write down your spending each month. The goal is to understand where your money goes so you can adjust if needed. For example, if you find you're spending more than 30% on wants, you can look for ways to cut back, like reducing unnecessary subscriptions or finding cheaper alternatives for your entertainment. One of the biggest challenges when budgeting is the temptation to spend impulsively. We've all been there, seeing something we want and buying it without thinking twice. But budgeting helps you take control of these impulses. If you create a clear budget and stick to it, you'll be less likely to give in to spontaneous purchases. Budgeting also gives you the opportunity to prioritize your spending. When you know exactly how much money you have left for wants, you can make intentional decisions about what really matters to you. You might decide to save up for something special instead of buying something on a whim. Another important part of budgeting is setting financial goals. This could be anything from saving for a vacation, building an emergency fund, or paying off debt. Once you've set your goals, you can break them down into smaller, manageable steps. For example, if you want to save $1,000 for an emergency fund in 6 months, you would need to save about $167 a month. By having clear, achievable goals, budgeting becomes less about restriction and more about progress. Remember, budgeting is a tool to help you manage your money more effectively, not a punishment. It's about making sure you have enough to cover your needs, enjoy life, and secure your financial future. The more consistent you are with your budget, the more natural it will become. Over time, you'll find that budgeting is not only easy to do, but it also gives you peace of mind, knowing that you're in control of your money. Chapter 3. Earn more by thinking differently. In today's world, earning more money is no longer just about working longer hours at a traditional job. It's about thinking differently, embracing new opportunities, and making smarter choices with the skills and resources you already have. This chapter focuses on how to unlock new earning potential by expanding your mindset and exploring creative ways to generate income. One of the first steps in thinking differently about earning is recognizing the value of your existing skills and interests. Often, people overlook the possibility of making money from something they already know or enjoy. For instance, if you enjoy writing, you can start a blog or offer freelance writing services. If you're passionate about photography, you could sell your photos online or take on freelance photography gigs. The key is to see your hobbies and talents as potential sources of income, even if they don't seem like traditional ways to earn money. Another way to earn more is by tapping into the growing gig economy. Platforms like Uber, Lyft, or TaskRabbit offer flexible ways to earn money on your own schedule. If you have a car, you can become a driver, or if you have a particular skill, such as assembling furniture or running errands, you can offer your services to people in need. The gig economy allows you to start earning extra money immediately without the need for a significant investment of time or money. It's a great example of how thinking outside the box can open up new earning opportunities. In addition to gig work, another powerful way to earn more money is through freelancing. The internet has made it easier than ever to offer services to people worldwide. Websites like Upwork, Fiverr, and Freelancer.com allow you to create a profile and offer your services to a global audience. Whether you are a graphic designer, writer, programmer, or even a virtual assistant, there are countless ways to turn your skill set into a source of income. The flexibility and scalability of freelancing make it an excellent option for anyone looking to increase their earnings without committing to a full-time job. Another approach to earning more is by developing passive income streams. While passive income may sound like a dream, it's achievable with the right mindset and effort. Passive income involves earning money with minimal daily effort after an initial setup. For example, if you create an online course, write an ebook, or build a blog, you can earn money over time from these projects. Once set up, these income streams can generate money while you focus on other tasks or enjoy your free time. While it takes work to establish these sources of income, the rewards are worth it in the long run. Finally, one of the most important factors in thinking differently about earning is the mindset shift from working for money to making money work for you. This involves being open to investing your money, whether it's in stocks, bonds, or real estate. By understanding how your money can grow over time through investments, you can build wealth without having to work for every dollar. The concept of earning more becomes not just about your hourly wage, but about creating opportunities that leverage your time, skills, and financial resources. In conclusion, earning more money isn't about working harder or longer. It's about exploring creative and innovative ways to generate income. By tapping into your skills, embracing the gig economy, freelancing, creating passive income streams, and thinking like an investor, you can unlock new earning potentials and create a sustainable path to financial growth. The key is to keep an open mind and be willing to take action, no matter how small the step may seem. Chapter 4. Mastering the Art of Saving. Saving money is an essential skill that, when mastered, can help secure your financial future and provide peace of mind. However, the process of saving isn't just about putting money away. It's about developing habits and systems that make saving a natural part of your everyday life. In this chapter, we will explore how you can master the art of saving in a way that is simple, sustainable, and effective. The first step in saving money is to understand the importance of paying yourself first. This means that as soon as you receive your income, before spending on anything else, you set aside a portion for savings. It's easy to spend money and then save whatever is left over, but this often leads to minimal savings. By paying yourself first, you prioritize your future and ensure that saving becomes a non-negotiable part of your routine. It's important to treat savings like a bill that needs to be paid each month, just as you would with rent, utilities, or any other expense. One of the most effective ways to make saving easy is to automate it. Automation allows you to set up a system where a portion of your income is automatically transferred to your savings account as soon as you get paid. Many banks and financial apps offer tools to help you automate your savings, making it easy and consistent. This removes the temptation to spend the money because it's already out of sight. Even if you start small, over time, the habit of saving will grow, and the savings will accumulate without requiring much effort. Another useful strategy is to use rounding up tools that automatically round your purchases to the nearest dollar and deposit the spare change into a savings account. For example, if you spend $4.50 on a coffee, the app will round up to $5, sending the extra 50 cents into your savings. While it may seem small, these tiny amounts add up over time, especially when used consistently. This method is a great way to save without feeling like you're missing out on your regular spending habits. While saving is important, it's also crucial to have specific savings goals. It's easier to stay motivated and focused when you know exactly what you are saving for. Whether you're building an emergency fund, saving for a vacation, or putting aside money for a down payment on a house, having a goal gives you a sense of purpose. Break down larger goals into smaller, achievable milestones so that you can celebrate each step along the way. For example, instead of just saying you want to save $5,000 for an emergency fund, break it down into monthly or weekly targets. This makes the process feel less overwhelming and more manageable. In addition to these strategies, it's important to track your spending so that you can identify areas where you can cut back and save more. Often, people don't realize how much they're spending on things like subscriptions, eating out, or impulse buys. By tracking where your money goes, you can find opportunities to reduce unnecessary expenses. For example, cutting out a subscription you don't use or cooking at home instead of dining out can free up extra money to add to your savings. Saving money requires discipline, but it doesn't have to be hard. With consistent effort, automation, and a clear plan, you can create a strong savings habit that grows over time. Remember that saving is a marathon, not a sprint, and every little bit counts. The more you practice the art of saving, the more natural it will become, and the closer you'll get to achieving your financial goals. Chapter 5. Debunking Debt Myths. Debt is often viewed as a burden that holds us back from achieving financial freedom. However, the way we think about debt plays a significant role in how we manage it. This chapter is dedicated to debunking some of the most common myths about debt and offering a more realistic approach to handling it. By understanding these misconceptions, you can take the right steps toward getting out of debt and ultimately building a healthier financial future. One of the biggest myths about debt is that it is always bad. In reality, not all debt is harmful. There is a difference between good debt and bad debt. Good debt includes things like student loans, a mortgage, or business loans, which can help you build wealth over time. For example, taking out a loan for education can increase your earning potential in the future, and a mortgage allows you to invest in property. On the other hand, bad debt typically includes high-interest debt like credit cards and payday loans, which can quickly spiral out of control if not managed properly. The key is knowing the difference and using debt strategically to benefit your financial goals. Another common myth is that paying off debt requires you to sacrifice everything. Many people believe that in order to pay off their debts, they must live on a bare minimum or completely deprive themselves. While it's true that paying off debt requires discipline and prioritization, it doesn't mean you have to give up everything you enjoy. The key to managing debt is creating a balance between your debt repayment and your daily life. By making small adjustments, like cutting back on unnecessary subscriptions or finding cheaper alternatives for entertainment, you can free up money to pay off your debt without feeling like you're living in a constant state of restriction. A lot of people also think that paying off the smallest debt first is always the best strategy. This approach, known as the debt snowball, is based on the idea that paying off smaller debts first gives you a psychological win. While this method can work for some, it's not always the most financially efficient. In reality, the best strategy for paying off debt depends on your situation. If your debts have high interest rates, it may be better to focus on paying off those first, using the debt avalanche method. This approach helps you save more money in the long run by reducing the amount of interest you pay. Both methods have their pros and cons, but the important thing is to pick the strategy that works best for you and your circumstances. People also often believe that once they're in debt, it's too late to fix their financial situation. This belief can be paralyzing, but it's far from the truth. It's never too late to take control of your finances and start working toward becoming debt-free. Many people successfully pay off large amounts of debt by sticking to a well-thought-out plan and making consistent progress. The key is taking small steps each day, no matter how small, and not being discouraged by setbacks. Staying committed to your goal, even when things get tough, is crucial for long-term success. Lastly, many believe that consolidating their debt will solve all of their problems. While consolidating debt can be helpful in some cases, it's not a cure-all. Debt consolidation can simplify payments and possibly lower interest rates, but it doesn't address the underlying issue: how you manage money. Without addressing the root cause of the debt, whether it's overspending, poor budgeting, or lack of savings, consolidation can end up being just a temporary solution that leaves you in a similar position later on. In this chapter, we've debunked the idea that all debt is bad, that you must sacrifice everything to get out of debt, and that you can't turn your financial situation around once you're in debt. By focusing on the type of debt, choosing the right repayment strategy, and staying consistent with small, smart changes, you can take charge of your finances and work your way toward a debt-free life. The key to overcoming debt is not in myths or shortcuts, but in realistic, disciplined steps that empower you to take control of your money. Chapter 6. Investing for Beginners. Investing might seem complicated, but it's actually one of the best ways to build wealth over time. This chapter is designed to simplify the process and show you that you don't need a lot of money or special knowledge to start. The key is to understand the basics and take action, even if it's just a small amount at first. To begin, it's important to understand what investing actually is. When you invest, you're putting your money into something that has the potential to grow in value over time. Unlike saving, where you keep your money in a low-risk account, investing carries a risk, but also offers a much higher reward. The idea is that over the long term, your money can grow faster than if you just kept it in a savings account. One of the first things you'll need to decide is what kind of investment suits you. The most common types of investments for beginners are stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. Stocks are shares in a company, meaning when you buy a stock, you own a small piece of that company. If the company performs well, your stock's value will increase. Bonds are a type of loan that you give to a government or corporation. In return, they pay you interest over time. While bonds are generally considered safer than stocks, they also offer lower returns. Mutual funds, on the other hand, are collections of stocks and bonds managed by a professional. By investing in mutual funds, you can own a small part of many companies and bonds at once, which spreads out your risk. For beginners, a great place to start is by investing in low-cost index funds. These are a type of mutual fund that track a market index, like the S&P 500, which includes the 500 largest companies in the U.S. Index funds, are ideal for people just starting out because they are less risky than individual stocks and require less decision-making. Since they are designed to match the overall market performance, they often provide steady, long-term growth. The best part is that they are affordable, with low management fees, making them accessible for those with small amounts to invest. When you're ready to invest, you don't need a lot of money to get started. Many online brokerage accounts allow you to start with as little as $50 or $100. One of the simplest ways to invest regularly is through dollar cost averaging. This strategy means you invest a set amount of money at regular intervals, regardless of the market's ups and downs. This helps reduce the risk of trying to time the market and ensures that you're continuously building your investment over time. It's also important to remember that investing is a long-term game. The value of your investments might go up and down in the short term, but over many years, the trend is likely to be positive. Patience and consistency are key to seeing the benefits of your investment grow. It's common for beginners to feel nervous about market fluctuations, but the key is to stay focused on your long-term goals and avoid making emotional decisions. Finally, while investing has the potential to grow your wealth, it's crucial to be mindful of your risk tolerance. Different types of investments come with different levels of risk. Before you start, take the time to understand how much risk you're comfortable with and choose your investments accordingly. Over time, as you gain experience and confidence, you can adjust your strategy to match your changing financial goals. In conclusion, investing is an important tool for building wealth, but it doesn't have to be complicated. By starting small with low-cost index funds, focusing on the long term, and consistently adding to your investments, you can take advantage of the power of compound growth. Chapter 7. The Psychology of Money. Money isn't just about numbers and transactions. It's deeply tied to our emotions, beliefs, and behaviors. In this chapter, we explore how our mindset influences the way we manage, spend, and save money. Understanding the psychology of money helps us recognize the habits and patterns that shape our financial decisions, and it empowers us to make better, more informed choices. Our relationship with money starts early in life, often shaped by the way our families and communities approach finances. For some, money may have been a source of stress, while for others, it was seen as a means of security and comfort. These early experiences create a framework for how we view money as adults. If we grew up with scarcity, we might develop a fear of spending or a deep need to save excessively. On the other hand, if money was always abundant, we might struggle with impulse buying or a lack of discipline when it comes to managing our finances. One of the biggest challenges many people face is the emotional connection to money. Money can trigger feelings of stress, guilt, or even shame, especially when we face financial difficulties. It can also lead to excitement and pleasure when we make purchases or achieve financial goals. These emotions can cloud our judgment, causing us to make irrational decisions. For example, many people tend to overspend when they feel emotional, whether it's out of frustration, boredom, or even to reward themselves. The key to managing this emotional side of money is awareness. By recognizing when emotions are influencing our financial decisions, we can take a step back and make more rational choices. Another important aspect of the psychology of money is our tendency to fall into financial habits without thinking critically about them. Many people live paycheck to paycheck simply because they haven't developed a mindset of intentional money management. Habits like overspending, procrastinating on saving, or avoiding budgeting can become so ingrained that they feel normal, even if they're harmful to our long-term financial health. To break free from these habits, it's important to start small and take consistent action. This might mean starting by tracking expenses or setting aside a small amount for savings every week. Over time, these small actions help rewire our brain to think more consciously about money. Another aspect of the psychology of money is the concept of instant gratification. In a world filled with advertising and consumer culture, it's easy to get caught up in the desire for immediate pleasure. We might buy something because it feels good in the moment, only to regret the purchase later when we realize it doesn't align with our long-term goals. Developing financial discipline requires training ourselves to resist the urge for instant gratification and focus on the bigger picture. This doesn't mean you have to give up everything you enjoy, but it does mean being intentional about your spending and making sure it aligns with your values and financial goals. Finally, it's essential to acknowledge that our beliefs about money can either help or hinder our progress. People who have a growth mindset about money believe that they can improve their financial situation through learning and discipline. In contrast, people with a fixed mindset might think that their financial struggles are permanent and that there's nothing they can do to change their situation. Cultivating a growth mindset about money is crucial for long-term financial success. This mindset encourages us to see setbacks as opportunities for learning, to seek out financial education, and to keep improving our financial habits over time. In conclusion, the psychology of money is all about understanding the emotional and mental factors that shape our financial decisions. By recognizing our habits, emotions, and beliefs about money, we can make more informed choices and build healthier financial behaviors. The key is to develop awareness, practice discipline, and maintain a positive, growth-oriented mindset as we work toward financial freedom. Chapter 8. Building Multiple Income Streams. In today's world, relying on just one source of income can feel risky. What happens if you lose your job or face an unexpected financial setback? The key to securing your financial future lies in building multiple income streams. This chapter will walk you through why and how to diversify your income, so you don't have to depend on a single paycheck. The first step in building multiple income streams is recognizing the importance of having options. When you have more than one way to make money, you reduce the risk of financial instability. For example, imagine you have a full-time job that covers most of your expenses, but you also have a side hustle that brings in extra money. If you lose your job, that side hustle can help you stay afloat while you look for new work. Alternatively, a secondary income stream can help you grow your savings faster, make investments, or simply enjoy life a little more without stress. The best part about building multiple income streams is that it doesn't require huge amounts of capital or time. Some options can start small and grow over time. For instance, you might start by offering services based on your skills. If you're good at writing, graphic design, or tutoring, you can start offering those services on freelance platforms or by word of mouth. These types of gigs can start small, but they can grow as you build a reputation and increase your client base. Another powerful way to build an income stream is through passive income. This type of income is money that comes in with little effort after an initial investment of time, money, or both. One of the most common forms of passive income is investing in dividend-paying stocks or mutual funds. These investments pay you a portion of the profits regularly, often quarterly. While it does require some upfront research and capital, once you've made the investment, the money keeps coming in without much effort on your part. Real estate is another great way to build passive income. If you own rental properties, for example, you can collect rent payments each month. Even though owning property can be expensive upfront and involves some work and maintenance, the consistent rental income can provide long-term financial stability. With time, you could scale this by buying more properties or even hiring property managers to handle the day-to-day tasks. You can also look at online businesses to generate additional income. E-commerce platforms like Etsy, eBay, or Amazon allow you to sell products from the comfort of your home. Whether you create your own products or buy items in bulk to resell, an online store can be an excellent way to diversify your income. Over time, you can automate many parts of the business, making it less time-consuming and more profitable. Lastly, it's essential to remember that building multiple income streams doesn't mean you need to go overboard. Start small, focus on what you enjoy, and work on mastering one income stream at a time. The goal is not to overwhelm yourself, but to steadily grow your financial security. Over time, you'll notice that these streams of income will complement each other, creating a stronger foundation for your financial future. By diversifying how you earn money, you not only protect yourself from financial risk, but also set yourself up for greater financial success and freedom. Chapter 9. Financial Resilience in Tough Times. Life has a way of throwing curveballs when we least expect them, whether it's a sudden job loss, unexpected medical bills, or an economic downturn. Financial resilience is the ability to bounce back from these challenges and keep your finances stable, even when things are tough. This chapter focuses on how you can prepare for such times and manage your finances during difficult moments. The first step in building financial resilience is preparation. It's crucial to create a financial safety net before you need it. This starts with having an emergency fund, which serves as a buffer against unexpected expenses. Ideally, this fund should cover 3 to 6 months' worth of living expenses, providing you with peace of mind in case of job loss or other emergencies. Having this cushion helps you avoid relying on high-interest credit cards or loans when an unexpected expense arises. But setting up an emergency fund isn't always easy, and it takes time. You can start small, saving a little bit each week or month, and gradually build up until you reach your target amount. The key is consistency. Even if it's just $5 or $10 a week, it adds up over time. In addition to an emergency fund, it's important to stay flexible with your spending during tough times. When the unexpected happens, you need to quickly assess your financial situation and make adjustments. This could mean cutting back on non-essential expenses or finding temporary ways to increase your income. For example, if you're dealing with a temporary loss of income, you could consider picking up a side hustle, selling items you no longer need, or looking for freelance opportunities. The goal is to free up cash flow so you can focus on stabilizing your situation without stress. It may also mean rethinking what's truly necessary, such as reducing discretionary spending or delaying large purchases. During difficult times, your mindset also plays a critical role. Staying calm and thinking rationally can make all the difference. It's easy to panic when faced with financial challenges, but being level-headed allows you to make smarter decisions. A key to this is reframing the situation. Instead of seeing a setback as a failure, view it as a temporary hurdle that you can overcome. This mindset shift can help you stay motivated to work through the problem and make smart financial decisions along the way. Another essential element of financial resilience is maintaining strong financial habits, even during tough times. If you've developed the habit of budgeting, tracking your expenses, and saving regularly, these practices will become second nature, even when life gets hard. They act as a foundation that helps you weather financial storms. You'll also be more prepared to make difficult choices, such as cutting back on luxuries or prioritizing needs over wants, because these habits will already be part of your routine. Lastly, it's important to recognize that setbacks are a normal part of life, and you don't have to go through tough times alone. There's no shame in seeking help, whether it's from family, friends, or financial advisors. Support from others can make a difficult situation easier to handle. And as you navigate through these challenges, remember that resilience isn't about avoiding hard times, it's about learning how to rise stronger after them. With the right mindset, planning, and actions, you can face any financial challenge and come out on the other side even more prepared for the future. In the end, financial resilience is built on the foundation of consistent good habits, preparation, and the ability to adjust when things don't go as planned. By creating an emergency fund, staying flexible with your spending, and maintaining a calm, solution-oriented mindset, you'll be ready to handle whatever life throws your way. Chapter 10. A Lifetime of Daily Discipline. The final chapter of Daily Dollar Discipline emphasizes that building financial security is not a short-term project, it's a lifelong journey. This chapter brings everything together, focusing on how to sustain the habits you've developed throughout the book. It's about maintaining your discipline, celebrating your wins, and continuing to improve, no matter how far you've come. Financial freedom doesn't happen overnight, and it's the small, consistent actions taken every day that make the biggest impact in the long run. First, we dive into the importance of consistency. You've already learned how to make small daily changes, whether it's saving a little more, cutting unnecessary expenses, or increasing your income streams. Now the challenge is to keep those habits going even when things seem to slow down or when the rewards aren't immediately visible. The key is to remember that financial success is built on the foundation of consistent effort. A single day's action might not seem significant, but when you add up these actions over months and years, they turn into significant progress. Just like a snowball rolling down a hill, your daily actions will pick up momentum and grow bigger with time. The next step is to reflect on your progress. Often, We get so caught up in our goals and the tasks at hand that we forget to pause and appreciate how far we've come. Taking the time to reflect on your achievements, whether it's paying off a chunk of debt, reaching a savings milestone, or securing a new income source, helps you stay motivated. Celebrating these small victories keeps you energized and focused on your next goal. It's essential to acknowledge that financial success is not just about the end goal, but also about the process itself. Every step forward is a success, even if it doesn't seem like much in the moment. This chapter also teaches you how to adapt and evolve. Your financial circumstances will change over time, and so will your goals. Life is unpredictable, and you'll face new challenges or opportunities that require a shift in your strategy. This might mean adjusting your budget, finding new ways to earn money, or even rethinking your long-term financial plans. The discipline you've built will help you navigate these changes with flexibility. For example, if you face an unexpected expense or a job loss, your emergency fund and the habits you've developed will help you stay afloat and get back on track. Lastly, it's important to remember that financial discipline is not just about money, it's about creating a life of freedom and choice. The habits you build today will allow you to live with less stress, make more intentional decisions, and focus on what truly matters. By sticking to the principles of daily discipline, you'll not only achieve financial stability, but also gain the freedom to pursue your passions, whether that's starting a new business, traveling, or simply enjoying more time with family and friends. In conclusion, a lifetime of daily discipline means continuing to grow, learn, and adapt your financial strategies over time. It's about staying consistent, celebrating your wins, reflecting on your journey, and being flexible when life throws challenges your way. With these habits, you'll be able to create lasting financial freedom and build a future you're proud of. The journey doesn't end. It's a continuous process that brings rewards as long as you keep putting in the effort every day. Daily Dollar Discipline isn't just a book. It's a blueprint for transforming your financial life through consistent, small actions. By the end of this journey, you'll have the tools, confidence, and discipline to achieve your goals and live the life you've always imagined. If you like this audiobook, then please like, share, and subscribe, and listen to other audiobook as well. Thanks for watching.